Hi guys, I'm Laura Bartkiewicz. I'm from Beamery, and I'm going to be talking about why I think companies should be treating candidates like customers. Everyone knows these brands: Amazon, Airbnb, Netflix, and Uber. What do they have in common? They are technology powerhouses that are innovators that are disrupting markets today by being customer-centric and putting the customer first. And with business strategy today, people want to plan 5 years in advance, but we can't do this anymore with the market. Because of the innovative technology and innovation today, people need to start prioritizing talent as being the #1 priority. In Talent Wins, published by the Harvard Business Review Press, it really talks about the importance of talent in markets today. It talks about that people, not companies, generate value. Talent is your competitive advantage. Everyone understands these concepts, but people struggle to be talent-first businesses. If you keep recruiting like you always do, you're going to get what you've always got. So how can you change the way you recruit to get the best candidates in your business and be competitive? It's by changing the way you treat candidates to treat them like people and build relationships with people just as you treat your customers. The goal, how I envision recruiting, is to make it so that your candidates have just as great of a customer experience or a candidate experience as your customers do. Today, most organizations recruit in a reactive process. You're posting jobs, you're praying the right people come around, whereas if you were proactive, you could be building relationships with the right people over time so that when you had a job open up, you have a pool of people to reach out to. It's a much easier process, especially than hoping you get the right candidates to apply. In the market today, only 30% of all candidates are actively looking for jobs. However, 85% of candidates are open to new opportunities. The reactive model, you're only getting a small portion of people, where proactive really helps you engage a much larger pool of people in the business. I think of recruiting as a funnel. And with most organizations today, you're consistently just taking people from unaware to aware with your attraction strategy. You have no process to really engage and nurture those candidates once you've attracted them to your job. And I think this is a big issue because you're spending so much money on that strategy with no process to nurture those great candidates. When you're constantly driving people to a job, it's making it so that you are trying to put a round peg into a square hole, or vice versa. You're constantly pushing jobs out to people that aren't well suited for them. If you think about it from a candidate perspective, it's not personable, it's not a great candidate experience, and this is why you also get high volume and low quality. I'm sure everyone's felt like this at a recruiter in some point of their life. You're going through so many unqualified candidates that you create a cycle of chasing vacancies and trying to fill that one role rather than trying to get the best candidates in the business or build relationships with people. And I think being proactive is a way to get ahead of that, but you need to set yourself up for success first. I think in a successful attraction strategy, it should be driving candidates to learn more about your brand, learning more about your employee value proposition, and making it really easy for that candidate to enter their data and share why they want to, what interests them or what they're doing for their background. Triggering those easy inputs will make it really easy for you to automate the process. Sales and recruiting, the funnels are very similar, but we treat them very differently. We have outbound strategies to make sure we're reaching the best people. You don't expect your biggest deals in sales to just come in and say they want to do business with you. You have to actually go out and try to find those people and build relationships with them. And that's why we need to change the way we go about recruiting. We need to have a seamless inbound experience with a great candidate experience, have an outbound process to really nurture and engage the people that interact with us, all supported by our marketing strategy, very similar to sales, but this is your employer brand, your customer experience, and nurture all these people along the way. In the recruiting funnel today, you're taking people from unaware to aware with no way to nurture them or engage them if they don't fit that job that you posted. So how can you attract those people, get the best data, and then stay in touch with them over time? And that's where I see recruiting being very successful. Imagine if every time an engineer came to your brand, they were easily automated into your system and had their own very personalized contact point, a welcome email welcoming them to your talent community, then an update about your employer brand and your content going forward. It would improve your candidate experience, and it would help you stay engaged with the best candidates today. If you could perfect your inbound strategy, you'd have different aspects of getting candidate data. I think of events, campus recruiting, anything that's really forward-thinking with how do you get more candidates to know who you are and why they want to work for you, so it's really easy for you to capture their data. But then being able to take it from there and start talking to them about potential opportunities. Maximizing your outbound strategy, you can't expect your best deals to come to you. You have to go after the best people. But by doing this, you want to make sure you're automating the manual tasks. You don't want to forget to follow up with someone just because they didn't get back to you on the first touch, not in this competitive of a market. So you want to make sure you're reaching out to everyone just as easily. Delivering the best-in-class candidate experience is really important. How do you compete with other organizations that are recruiting for the same type of engineers? This is your differentiator, and this is how you're going to set yourself apart from any other organization to get the best candidates engaged with what you do as a business. In an ideal world, as a recruiter, I remember being frustrated and having lists of things to do. If you could automate the manual tasks of every time someone engages with your brand, they automatically have follow-up. If you could take away the painful tasks, you'd free up more time for your strategy to be more strategic about how you recruit and what you're doing long-term. With the goal of being a data-driven recruiting organization, it's at the forefront of every different thought leadership today. How do we measure what's working, what's not? How do we know where we're getting our best candidates? Being able to track all your data points within your recruiting process is just going to help you have better success and know where you should be reinvesting your money. We're currently partnered with a variety of different leaders that you've seen throughout the presentation. We also have a booth, I'm not sure what number, but you can ask later. We'd love to chat with you further. Our goal is to really help companies be talent first within their recruiting strategy by having a data-driven approach to their recruiting process.